This is my son William. He is our pride and joy. We love him dearly, and we are very proud of all of the accomplishments that he has made. My name is Angie Burton, and my son William was born 3.5 years ago, and he was born not breathing, and as a result he suffered hypoxia, which is lack of oxygen to the brain, two life flights, and lots of scary times. It's very obvious after about 6 months that he was not developing as a normal baby should develop. Our Help Me Grow nurse actually suggested that we start taking William to the enrichment center in Williams County, which is the Board of DD. He began physical therapy there and occupational therapy, but one of the other nurses strongly recommended that we look into bringing him to Sara's Garden for hyperbaric oxygen treatment. I was very hesitant, but once I contacted the agency and they explained how it worked, and I actually spoke with a nurse whose daughter had also been through hyperbaric oxygen, and she was very positive about the results that she had seen. So my husband and I decided it was worth a try. It wasn't going to hurt him, we knew that. At 8 months he had his first dive, and immediately we saw results after he completed it. He was rolling over, which he had never done before. He actually began clapping his hands, sitting in his high chair. He started eating much better. He had an issue with not chewing for a long time. That has improved. After his second round of dives, we were introduced to conductive education as well. That started out slowly. It was only 1 hour a week, but it was an additional hour of time that he got to develop skills. They began working on getting him to stand up on get up on all fours in a crawling position. When Casey came on board, which was I think about 2 years ago, she began a more intensive program of conductive education, which was 4 days a week for 2 hours each day, and the results are just phenomenal. William does the work. William is a very, very hard worker, but since beginning the more intensive conductive education, William has now, he can now walk with the aid of a walker. His eating is fantastic. He chews his food. We have no more concerns about the possibility of choking. Gosh, there's just so many things that he can do. His verbalization in the last year has increased dramatically. For the longest time, it was impossible to get him to say any word. He now has probably a vocabulary of 15 to 20 words and can imitate syllables, which is a huge step in the right direction. The one thing that was challenging for my husband and I when he began conductive education, the more intensive program, was trying to incorporate what he was learning in conductive education into everyday life. It really is a philosophy. Some of the things that he was doing, were simple exercises of picking a bar and having to put it behind his head. And it took me a long time to wrap my brain around that's teaching him that if he wants to brush his hair, he can brush his hair. If he wants to take his shirt on or off, that he needs that ability. Through Casey's patience and continued diligence to explain how we need to incorporate all of those things, we have begun doing that, and he is making phenomenal progress that way. One of the most amazing things that William has recently mastered, which is a direct result of the exercises that he does on the plinth, is that he can actually get from our kitchen. We have 3 steps that go down into the playroom, and he is now able to roll over on his belly and come down those steps independently. He doesn't have to sit there and wait for somebody to be available to get him down, and it's really amazing. Unfortunately, the other thing that he's mastered is getting out of his bed, which is the same skill that he uses to get down the stairs. So we're working on keeping him in his bed, but it's just amazing how independent he has become since he started conductive education.